Day in New York. Can the Chicago Bulls bounce back and actually win this game and not get their asses kicked like they did last night in the city of brotherly love? We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I am Haize, a.k.a. the man of 1,000 Chicago Bulls outfits, in the building today, holding it down for the channel, man. Excited about today's game, late game at that, but the Chicago Bulls are taking on the New York Knicks in New York on ABC. This is our first nationally televised game of the season, so make sure you guys are tuned in and locked in for that. This should be a fun one. The Bulls versus the Knicks in the Garden at that. No Zach LaVine today, no Nikola Vucevic for sure. We'll see what's going on with Kobe White and Patrick Williams. The last thing that I heard was that Kobe was going to play tonight, but Patrick Williams was still listed as questionable. We'll see how that ends up shaking out. What's happening over here? But nonetheless, with that, appreciate you guys so much, man. You guys are the best in the business. And yeah, man, it's going to be a fun game today. We're going to be live today at halftime and post-game show on top of this pregame show. But this is a game where, listen, the Bulls have to be balanced on both sides of the ball. The New York Knicks, with the addition of OG Anunoby, looked really good defensively in their game so far. We already know what OG can be defensively. And OG is one of the better players at guarding DeMar DeRozan in the league. So it's going to be interesting to see who can step up outside of that. If Pat plays, we're going to need Patrick Williams to step up big time. We're going to need Kobe White shooting today, Alex Caruso. Everybody's going to really have to be on point and play their roles. And Billy Donovan is probably going to have to find a little extra wrinkle in there, because this is going to be one of those games where I do think that having a more balanced attack and going deeper into your bench could help in a game like this. But again, we haven't really prepared those young players in Julian Phillips and Adama Sanogo to really be able to be, consistently ready to contribute. But this may be the night where we need to rely on them some. Dalen Terry's defense is passing. That athleticism is going to be important today as well. But when it comes down to it, we're just going to have to see the Bulls bring it, man. We know what they're capable of. We know what the Bulls can do. The biggest question is, will they do it? And will they do it consistently? That's what we're looking for from this Bulls team today. And let's hope that they can bring it, man. Let's really hope that, the Bulls are prepared. Billy Donovan's drawn up a really good game plan, at least defensively in this game, because now, with OG's also his ability to shoot the ball, things can really go all over the place. So you really want to have the team locked in. If they can, it is what it is, man. We'll see how the Bulls perform. I'm going to keep the faith in my team. I know last night's loss was terrible. It was bad. Giving up 43 points in a quarter is wild. That's crazy to me that the Bulls gave up that many points in a single quarter, but it's a new day. And hopefully we see a new Chicago Bulls team, and we don't see a team that has the same struggles that they had last night. That's the hope. We know what they're capable of. Even being a team with a depleted roster, we still know that this team is capable of putting up a solid performance on both sides of the ball. It's just will they? And that's what we hope to see from the Chicago Bulls today, man. But let's go ahead and get into some of the comments and see how you guys are feeling coming into today's game. We got JG in the building. Says, I'm not hype about this game after the embarrassing performance against Philadelphia. Hopefully we can get back on track. I'm still on team. Burn Billy at the stake. I mean, listen, Billy's been coaching, and I hope that even, you guys know I'm not a Billy Donovan guy at all, right? But Billy Donovan's been coaching a pretty solid set of games here for the Chicago Bulls, and I got to give him credit on that. You guys know, but if the Bulls fired Billy Donovan tomorrow, it ain't no sweat off my back. I ain't going to be crying home about it. Just go out and find the right guy. But at the end of the day, he can do things better. And I think one of the things that we are seeing that, Billy Donovan can definitely be better at is just using the rookies more consistently. Nobody's saying you got to play them 15, 18 minutes a night every single game, but find a way to get them a 6-8 minute stretch, right? And he was doing that with Julian Phillips, and then Torrey Craig went down and he stopped doing it, which is kind of weird there. So, we'll see how that's gonna go. Is Patrick injury series, been out of town for a few days, wasn't able to watch the game. Let's get this dub. I mean, listen, it's the same injury. He just re-aggravated the injury he had when he had that nasty fall. Was that against Denver? No, Denver was too long ago for that. He had a nasty fall a few games ago, and he just kind of re-aggravated it. And, possibly because they knew it was they had back-to-backs, maybe that's why they decided to go ahead and send him out the rest of the game. I could be wrong on that, but, that's some speculation. We'll see if he ends up being announced as playing today. Let's see if they've announced anything. We're going to go check it real quick. I don't see anything on the Bulls official Twitter as of right now. So JG said he agitated his ankle sprain, so he may miss tonight and maybe another game or two. Man, that'll suck if that happens. That'll definitely suck. Anthony Vargas in the building. The Chicago Bulls played trash basketball last night. Hopefully they win tonight. Everyone played trash basketball, and the Bulls need to shoot better. Facts. I mean, that's I can't dispute anything you just said there, brother. JK said, I saw they were blown out. Would have been closer if Vooch was playing. How was the spacing? I saw Sonogo finally got some run as well. Hopefully we get to see him tonight. I'm so excited. Well, we only saw him in garbage time because it was a blowout. So, it just comes down to the Bulls just didn't execute anything well. We didn't play well defensively. We didn't shoot the ball well. Hope Kobe breaks his drought tonight, even with the slump. I've been rooting for him. Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, Kobe's still been performing. Like I know he's been sucking from 3-point range, but Kobe's still been scoring close to 20 points even during that time. So, last night, notwithstanding, but at the end of the day, it's about evolution. And so Kobe's gonna have to figure out, okay, how can I still be impactful, which he is, right? Like I said, last night's game sucked, but he still is finding a way. Let me penetrate. Let me get the ball to other people after I penetrate. Let me get to open people. Let me get to the lane. Let me get to the free throw line, right? So he's adapting, and I think that's an important part for his step. Shay says, Haize, this would be a perfect game for Sonogo to show he has what he has because outside of Isaiah Hartenstein, the New York Knicks don't really have that much size. First of all, you size queen, I'm just playing. Shay's my brother. I'm just throwing Shay some jokes. By the way, y'all, if I crack jokes towards you, it's just family type jokes. Don't get your panties all in a twist. But with that said, I mean, listen, the thing is I get what you're saying and I get why you're saying it, but here's the thing that I'll say to that. Is Adama Sanogo, and they also have Precious Achiuwa as well, so keep that in mind. Well, and that kind of fits more in line with Adama Sanogo size. But the thing with Adama's game is he can fit into against any team. Adama's benefits are shot blocking and rebounding the ball, and the fact that he can score without you needing to call plays for him because he can score off putbacks. You can put Adama Sanogo in theoretically into any game unless they have like a Wembyama type center, right? That is different. A center that can pull you out, take you off the dribble out on the perimeter, get to the rim, things like that. But like Adama Sanogo can play, and theoretically with his game, he can fit into a lot of different lineups. That's why I think the Bulls went after him. And, they're using this first season to kind of gauge what he's going to be. But do not be surprised, like I said before, if Adama Sanogo is the backup center next year, especially with the Bulls maybe having a little trouble re-signing Andre Drummond, considering what they do with some of their pending contract extensions. But we'll see. Corey Barnes says the Bulls need a bounce back win to avoid a mental skid. I mean, I wouldn't say that. You can't really talk about what the mentality of a team is. We've seen teams go on on losing streaks and be able to come right back, have two bad losses and come back and blow a team out. So I really won't say that. These are professional players. They're there for any type of mentality they should be. And considering how they've been playing together, 2 bad games in a row shouldn't send you on a mental skid, even if they do lose this game. Shay says, I feel like if we stop Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, we'll be fine. Well, again, stopping those type of players is difficult. Julius Randle is probably going to get his, especially considering where we have our injuries at. Now, with that said, you can force him to get it inefficiently, but he's probably still going to get his. But at the end of the day, man, it's not really just about that. Yeah, if we can stop them, of course, they're the 2 most important pieces offensively. But they still have players that can fill up, especially from 3-point range. And with the Chicago Bulls team, we are susceptible to allowing role players to go off from 3. I thought about this today. Do you think there's any way the Bulls can get Pat Bev if Zach's dealt to the 76ers? Obviously, Zach and Javon Carter would have to be included on our end. I mean, Pat Bev's contract is only a little over $1 million. $3 million? I think 3. I think it's like 3.1. Maybe it's even less than that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, theoretically, yeah, anything's possible. Is it likely? I mean, it depends on that. But I think the last that we heard, the Sixers aren't really in on Zach LaVine anyway. Jack Collins says, let's hope we don't get grabbed by the horns tonight to say, let's go Bulls, see red. Hey, y'all like the damn stream. That's funny. Here's what I'll say. The Chicago Bulls, considering how injury depleted they are and how it's just looked like they've lacked energy too, we got to see how they're going to perform, man. I still trust my team as always. I don't give up on the team per se, but they definitely got to come out and perform tonight. You want to see this be a team that definitely comes in and performs the way that we know that they can today. And if they have a bounce back game against the New York Knicks, hey, you never know. You never know. Sydney says, Haize is Patrick Williams is taken out of the injury report. Well, good. If he's taken off the injury report, good. because we're gonna need him. Especially, I think he's guarded Julius Randle pretty well over his career. Not really stopped him or anything, but he's guarded him pretty well. So that's something to look out for. Delbert in the building says, "Gang, gang, gang!" Shout out to you, Delbert. Glad to have you in here as always. Haize, that shirt is fire. That hat is fire. The hat and hoodie combo you had on in your video earlier was fire. Truly the man of a million Bulls fits. I mean, listen, I got merch, man. This is actually a really, really old shirt. Like, I mean, super old shirt. Like, I'm talking about this shirt is one of those back of the closet shirts that I forgot I had. I actually had a different hat to go with this one. But then I remember I bought now this is a newer hat. I think I bought this last year. And I was like, hey, that'd be a fire combo. That'd be fire. So yeah, I like this shirt a lot. I don't like that you can't see the whole Bulls face, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Everything can't be perfect. Humble servant in the building says, "Game time now. Everyone toss back a drink at Haize Sports Bar and wear your best Bulls drip when you come in here. Haize, you killing the drip game time. I appreciate that, man. Listen, this is what I do. This is what I do, man. I listen. I can dress a little bit. My mama blessed me. Interesting note from yesterday. The Bulls ended the game on a 17-0 run, and the 76ers didn't score in the final 8 minutes. I wish Billy went to the bench earlier. Starters just didn't have it. No, well, keep in mind, that was also against the 76ers third stringer. So that's really, in context, is not as impressive as what it sounds like on paper. So, yeah. Archangel in the building says, your shirt looks like gold leaf. I don't know what gold leaf is, but hey, I'm glad if that's a positive thing, I'll take it. We got our heads kicked in, but like Smurf and Weston says, spit that blood out and get back up on your feet. Time to ball out. See red. Shout out to Nas in the building dropping bars. Terry Taylor is cool, but I really hope we see Sanogo get real minutes tonight at the 5. See how well he can guard Precious Achua. We'll see. We'll see. TBO in the building says, how about they reward the players when they do good? Like coupons to go to the strip club and scope out all the booty clapping. Man, what? that's absolutely crazy. Hey, saw a comment mentioned that Henry Drell might play if Pat is out. Sanogo is bigger in height and weight than Julius Randle. Hey, shout out to that, I guess. All playing aside, Billy's lack of playing rookies and young players is alarming, especially when they have the talent to play. Other teams do it. They're not. If they are not talented, then Acme is the problem. I mean, it's here's the thing, though, right? We saw it with Tibbs, right? He didn't play Jimmy Butler really at all his rookie season. Sometimes you just have coaches that aren't going to play rookies unless they absolutely have to, right? You look at Patrick Williams. He was the first overall, first pick in by this front office, and it was at a position we needed a small forward. He was going to play. Ayo Dosunmu came in. His defense was really, really good. Billy Donovan knew he could rely on that. He needed a defender coming off the bench. Keep in mind, Kobe White was injured to start that season initially under Ayo's first season. We needed an additional guard. Ayo was able to crack the rotation. His defense kept getting him more minutes. And then you got Dalen Terry. You got Marko Simonovic. You got Julian Phillips, right? Those are players that haven't played a lot yet, but they are very raw players as well. Not to say that Patrick Williams wasn't raw. Dalen Terry, they knew he was a project. They knew he probably wasn't going to play a lot in his first year. They expected Ayo Dosunmu to play in the G League, but we needed him, right? So at the end of the day, here's the thing that I'll say is that I would like to see a coach have more of a development plan for his rookies. As far as like I said, I always go to this Greg Popovich because Greg Popovich is one of the best coaches of all time, but he's also always been really good at trusting and developing young players. He always describes it as building Legos. You add that first layer, and then you build upon it. You add another thing, and then you add another block, and then you add another block, and then at the end of it, by the 3-4 years over development, you have a complete, well-rounded player where you know exactly how they can impact the game, and you've built their confidence. I would love to see that from Billy Donovan. And like, hey, we're going to play you 6 to 8 minutes tonight, right? You're going to get that. You're going to get that for the next week. If you play well, we'll look at extended. If you play bad, we're going to drop you down some, maybe send you to the G League. But Billy Donovan's been in such a position where it's win now, win every game that you can. I can understand why he wouldn't trust rookies, even though I would like to see him do it a little bit more. Certification Poppy says, I'm still in shock. We never got to see Lob City Chicago edition with Zoe, Zach Green, DJJ, and Drum. I mean, listen, first of all, Drum was signed here after Zoe went down with injury, so that was never going to happen. And you weren't really going to see Javonte Green and Derrick Jones Jr. out there on the court at the same time very much. So it is what it is. Archangel in the building says, I don't claim to be an expert on basketball, but it does seem like when we win more often when we can make the round bouncy thing actually go through the metal circle with the net on it. That's hilarious. Yeah, you want to be able to shoot the ball effectively, man. Shooting is such an important part of the modern game of basketball, just because of how many threes teams take nowadays. And so with the Bulls being a team that has never really shot a high volume of threes, even we made a high percentage of it a couple of years ago, and then we tried to become a more high volume shooting three team, and then we didn't actually hit it at the efficiency. You want to find the right balance, right? And that comes through moving without the ball, things like that. Bro, what are you doing, man? What are you out here doing? DJ Reese says we're gonna have to bring our A game tonight. They're gonna be a heart game with their recent acquisition. I mean, listen, they won their first game with OG Anunoby. Sometimes you can take advantage, especially when your team that's been together longer, of a team kind of still figuring it out with the new player. But we'll see. We'll see. Is there a date on Zach's return? Is he actually going to play a game in the G League, or is he just working out with him? He's just there to practice and clear the hurdle. Basically, because the Bulls were on the road trip, Zach wasn't coming. They used it as an opportunity to leave Zach in Chicago, work at the Advocate Center, and they're gonna go through that last leg of his recovery over that. And Billy Donovan said he could return as early as Friday's game. So, but we'll see with that one. DJ Reese in the building says Don Julio and Haize when we win tonight. I ain't nothing on me, brother. What? Don't put that on me. Don't. Where's that 50 Cent meme, man? Don't do that to me, bro. What's up, Haize? I would love to have a conversation with you about the Bulls. We're right here, bro. Let's talk. What we got? Let's talk, brother. Let's talk. What just happened here? All right, let's get back to the comments. If we win, I'm taking crown shots. Hey, bro, where's my crown? My crown's upstairs. I always keep some crown around. Quentin the Gigolo from Let's Talk Bulls says another day, another Bulls game. Hope Bulls Nation is having a good night. Let's hope so, brother. Bulls wow in the building says we better not be on the sody pop this game. We need to shoot the ball. That is actually pretty damn hilarious there, brother. Sydney says, I don't know, Haize. I just don't really feel good about this game. I mean, listen, that's definitely understandable. Definitely understandable. Remember when everybody said Adam Mocha? I don't even know who the fuck that is, bro. Don't even remember who that is. Joe the Blacksmith said, let's see which Bulls team shows up tonight. They're on the second of a back-to-back and a lot of injuries, but if I've learned one thing this season, it's never to count this team out. Yeah, and listen, one thing about getting blown out yesterday, they sat down early, they got some rest, so there you go. Let's Talk Bulls says, Archangel says she got some petty in there as well. Hey, listen, Archangel is definitely petty. Definitely petty. Humble Servant in the building says, great point about Popovich. He also has this development thing. At the end of each practice, each player took their vitamins, which was 15 minutes on working on something to make them better. I mean, that's a coach that has a development plan is such a special thing, right? And it's not even to say that you're always going to develop everybody into a star, because some people just don't have that. But it comes down to, like, you are figuring out what the best way to use players are. You're building confidence in players that way, right? And so often we've talked about players like without confidence. So, we'll see, man. Hopefully it ends up working. If Billy gets fired, I'm breaking out a bottle. Hey, Haize, I got some peach apple pie and strawberry moonshine. It's proofed at 165. God damn. What is everything okay at home? What's going on, bro? You about to go do a bid? What is happening? I'm concerned, bro. I'm worried. I'm legitimately worried about you, bro. 165 proof? Hey, go ahead and pour me some. I got a cup right here. Just go ahead and pour me a little bit in the cup. Yeah. Y'all ever had a moonshine margarita? Man, listen, I tell you something. If you want, take one edible and some moonshine margarita, and you won't even worry about any of your stresses. Your bills due, rent's overdue, you about to get evicted. You won't even worry about it because you'll be asleep. You'll be in a coma. Actually, it's a medically induced coma in a way. I've had this thought in my mind lately. Do you think Javon Carter's role on this team seems to be similar to Dragic's role when he was a Bull last season? Both haven't had great starts to their seasons. I think it's different because I think Goran Dragic was much more limited. At least when we saw Goran Dragic early, he was getting Andre Drummond involved. Those alley-oops to Andre Drummond early last season were great to watch. Javon Carter can't even do a forward pass right now. Like Javon Carter literally will see somebody running unguarded and be like, hey, ain't nobody open. Like, did his eyesight go down? Does he need goggles? Prescription something's going on with Javon Carter, man. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. Something's going on. Spicy Butter says, what's good, little bro? Billy really needs to play Sonogo, man. He's old school and accurate with his style. I like little homie in college. I mean, I get it. Everybody's saying that, but it's probably not happening. I listen, here's what I'll say. I'll believe it when I see Billy Donovan do it. That's it. I just don't trust Billy Donovan. Was it just me, or was DeRozan stopping the ball flow a few times last game? We got this team going. Was the flow and ball movement? I'm nervous this will gradually increase over time. I don't think I agree with that. I think when you look at it, nobody can hit a shot. And typically when the Bulls can't hit shots, they go to DeMar because he's the one that, with his ability to get to the rim, ability to get his spots mid-range, ability to get to the free throw line, he can get an offense going. So I'm not saying that you didn't maybe see an uptick in DeMar kind of operating the ball more, but I think that was more so a byproduct of the Chicago Bulls offense just sucking in general and nobody being able to hit a shot to save their life. So at least I hope that that's the case. I'm not saying that what you've noticed isn't something, and like you, I agree. I agree with you. I hope that it doesn't turn into a trend. But I think if you look at the way that game went, you can kind of see why that happened. Quentin from Let's Talk Bulls says, "Welp, as tradition, got a customer see you at halftime. The life of a gigolo, man. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy." Travis says, we need Doc Rivers. Listen, here's the thing that I'm going to say to you, Travis. And this is the actual thing that I want to hear back from you. I want you to point out something because I may be missing something. But what does Doc Rivers do that Billy Donovan doesn't? Because the way that I look at it is Doc Rivers is just black Billy Donovan. If you go and look at every team that he's been on, a lot of the same complaints that we have about those teams, about Billy Donovan, those teams have had about Doc Rivers. I don't think Doc Rivers is the answer, but maybe I'm missing something. And that's why I say I know it sounds sarcastic. I promise you I don't mean it that way. I legitimately want you to tell me, what do you feel like Doc Rivers does better than Billy Donovan? And maybe it can change my mind. I'm just like, the way that I look at it, like the deep, like defensive rotations, the times that Doc Rivers coached the best defenses is when Tom Thibodeau was basically his defensive coordinator. So I worry about those type of things. But hey, like I said, it's an open conversation. Anybody in the chat who thinks that Doc Rivers would be a better head coach for Billy Donovan, I legitimately want to know what you guys think that Doc Rivers would come to this team and do markedly better than Billy Donovan. I have concerns, but you guys have changed my mind before. Maybe we can point out something that I'm not quite thinking about right now. Clutching my pearls, I'm both charming and delightful. The Pope wanted to make me a saint because I'm so non-petty, but I refuse because I'm busy helping cripples and orphans and crippled orphans. That's gold. That is hilarious. He got a championship. Yeah, but he got a championship with 3 Hall of Famers on that team. And Rajon Rondo, a solid bench, and James Posey and others. So, like, I truly think if you gave Billy Donovan that type of team with that type of balance, he could probably get you close. I don't know if he can win one, but again, that team had Tom Thibodeau as the head assistant. That was really the organizer of that defense. So I think if we had a high level assistant that Billy Donovan like agreed to like turn the offense over to, for example, kind of the vice versa of that, I think that it would be a much better outlook on it. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Hell no, keep Flop Rivers away from this team. I mean, hey, a lot of people feel that way. I wanted Ime Udoka last season, but that obviously didn't happen. Yeah, because Ime Udoka was too busy clapping married women. Well, let me shut up. Let me keep it pushing. I don't even know why I said that. Let me keep it pushing. We do not need Doc Rivers. Motherfucker had the pity MVP last year and still couldn't make it out of the second round for years. That's tough. That is tough. We needed Udoka, but he clapped the wrong set of yams and got exiled. That's TBO, man. What's going on with you, bro? What's going on with you, man? As a coach, don't you look at what's not working and try to rearrange it? Damn, dumb, Diddy, Billy. That's a bar. Shout out to Spicy Butter. Correct me if I'm wrong. Billy's career record is over 500, probably attributed to Russ and KD, but he's under 500 with the Bulls. Yeah, I think he has like a 46% win percentage with the Bulls. I think it is over 40% anywhere else. But great point there. No Kermit tonight, squad. That's funny. That's funny. P. Will and Kobe both playing good. That's what we like to hear. That is what we like to hear. Um, Good. I always love it when everybody's healthy, right? That's the best way to evaluate. You want everybody healthy, you want everybody ready to go. And so that's good to see that Kobe and P. Will are both playing today. Now let's go out there and compete, man. Let's go out there and compete. Cornelius Smith in the building says, "What's good, Haize? Let's get this W from your mouth to God's ears, brother." Don't rock. Don't Doc couldn't win with Kawhi and Paul George, Mark Gasol. Yeah, I mean, but those teams were kind of always hurt, right? I thought Williams got ruled out. No, so they said. I mean, he was always questionable. What I saw earlier today was that he was listed as questionable, but now it seems like he's going to be ready to go. So hey, there you go. Doc Rivers' plan every time he was in the second round of the playoffs was to go to Kermit the Frog and get the other team's fist up. Whoa, okay. All right. Well, clearly, Bulls for Life does not like Doc Rivers. That is one thing that we have now learned on the stream is that Bulls for Life does not rock with Doc Rivers. So there you go on that one. Big Lark says Billy isn't going anywhere. We just need players to buy into the game plan and play hard on both sides of the floor. We've seen this from young players, and a few players keep the egos at home. Hey, listen, yeah, we know Billy isn't going anywhere, man. He signed the secret extension, which it's funny. This is the last year of his original deal. The extension officially kicks in this offseason, and we still don't know how much longer Billy Donovan signed for. We still have no idea. That's crazy. We need Robert Williams. So Travis clearly is just somebody who's just going to say we need people, and that's fine. I don't think we are actually going to trade Zach. Billy D finna try and make it work. Thoughts? I mean, listen, the only way that we don't trade Zach is if there's no trade out there for him. And even then, he's still eventually going to be moved. Now, maybe he does come in. Maybe he comes back. He buys in. He sees the way that this team's been competing without him. Maybe he buys in and he's like, hey, you know what? Chicago ain't too bad. But it means that Zach LaVine's going to have to really sacrifice. Melvin in the building says, quick question, bro. Where do the Bulls rank this season in 3 points made or average compared to other teams this season? Great question. I could definitely look that up for you. Give me 1 second to find that information for you. I could find it pretty quickly. Hopefully, let's hope that I can find it quickly, because if I don't, that's not going to be really entertaining podcasting. Now, is it? But hey, let's see what I can find here. Let's go over cheer. Let's go over. I'm just navigating here. And don't listen, guys. Do not, I repeat, do never go to NBA.com for stats. I don't know how you are the official website of the NBA and you suck. So 3-point makes, we are 26th in the NBA in three pointers made per game. 3 points attempted per game. I think we got up to middle of the pack. We are 17th in 3 points attempted per game. In 3-point percentage, we are right now. We are the 8th worst team in the NBA for 3-point percentage. So there you go. I hope that answers your question there, brother. Time for Adama Sanogo to pop the cherry on becoming a star. Okay, Dan. All right. Y'all just work. Yeah. Hey, whatever. Hey, what's the win-loss you would like to see for the team this week or month to get to 500? Listen, I don't know, Sydney. Just get to 500. That's it. Get to 500. That is it. Little Birdie told me his extension is for 5 years. That would be one of the largest extensions a coach has ever signed. I want to say that I doubt it, but then again, can I really say that? I don't know. Travis doesn't know ball. I'm sorry, dude, but at this point, you're just saying we need shit to say we need shit. That's funny. Archangel in the building says, did anyone look at Zach LaVine's bio on the G League site? It literally says Zach is a guard for the Windy City Bulls. It doesn't say he's on the Bulls parent team. It's very strange. I don't think that's because I think they just threw that in there to make him like it's weird that they even listed him on there. Like that was crazy in of itself. But hey, we live in a crazy times. It's a cold world out there. Cold world. Humble Servant says, I'm keeping it real for me only. Zach is not hurt. He was dropping 27 in preseason and will get disinterested, then went to 21, and now the miracle healed. He's back at the 25 playing with Kobe. I don't think I don't agree with that. I definitely think that he was probably hurt, and putting up points is one thing. It's how you put up points. There's a lot of players that can put up points. Hell, Christian Wood was averaging 18 and 11 a couple of seasons ago and can't see the floor now. So not to say that Zach is Christian Wood. He's not. He's a much better player than Christian Wood. But I'm just saying, like, we need more than that. And I think even whittling, what we need from Zach is more than just scoring points at this point. We need Zach to really kind of defer and play smart basketball. Little bro, I'll be 52 in 2 weeks. If I have something dope, I'll let you know. Something in the Shy by the United Center, place called Ogden. It's a bull spot. Hey, just let me know, bro. If I can be there, you know what? Actually, 2 weeks from now, because they're trying to get me to go to Chicago for a game on the 20th. They're trying to get me to go to a game on the 20th, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work. I'm not going to lie to you. I really just don't feel like driving to Chicago. I love Chicago. Once I'm there, I'm always glad to be back home. But right now in the winter, I don't feel like driving. I just don't. I know you don't do the point spread, but Vegas got us losing by 9.5. Basically, Vegas thinks we're going to lose by double digits. Can't wait to prove Vegas wrong. Let's hope that they don't prove them right. Right? Let's hope they don't prove them right. Notice how before the Bulls into the screen, it's DeRozan that says it's game time. It's used to be Zach even at the start of the season. Listen. Kenny B. Is it Kenny Beecham? No, it's not Kenny Beecham. You too light skinned for that. What's the word, my dog? Is Zach really injured? Did you ever see him get hurt? When did this happen? Well, again, you don't see most players get hurt. It happened in practice. And again, what the nature of his injury is a foot injury that can literally happen anywhere. So I agree. It's just like Bulls owners to give Billy 5 years. It's just crazy, really crazy. Third round picks. I'm done. Oh, Jack Holland said that. That's crazy. Trade Zach for Wemby, LeBron and KD straight up. We also get 3 first-round picks, 7 third-round picks. Technically, Adama Sanogo was a third-round pick if we want to be legit on in some type of way. I guess you can call it that. What's up, Haize? Been working the last 2 games, so I couldn't check in, but hope all is good for you, bro. What's up, Skiz? Glad to have you in the building, man. I'm mostly okay, bro. Mostly okay. We doing fine over here, man. I ain't dead yet. That's all I can say to it. They ain't taking me out yet. Are they planning to? Probably. They're gonna have a hell of a fight on their hands, though. But anyway, let me stop being silly before somebody thinks something crazy going on for real. Let's see. Do they got the starting lineup out yet? No, that would be too much like right. But yeah. Can the Bulls just keep Zach in the G League until they find a trade partner? That is crazy. My point with Zach is the same as your, and he can play overall game, and he will. Trust me, it's in his and the Bulls' best interest, this business, and I agree. Like, it's in everybody's best interest that Zach LaVine come back and play well, and the Bulls win while Zach LaVine's playing well. Because if he plays well, but the Bulls start losing, all those conversations on, hey, how does he impact winning, are just going to get louder, 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 louder. Quit playing slide for Grizzlies game. I'm going this Friday for my birthday. Hey, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Let's hope Billy D isn't making Monty Williams. Oh, he better the fuck not be. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. That's crazy. Trade Billy with Zach. Someone will need them both. That's hilarious. Considering that one of the reasons Zach LaVine wants to leave is because Billy Donovan. Imagine if we traded Zach LaVine and Billy Donovan with him. That would be the ultimate troll move. At that point, that is Petty Roosevelt GM move right there. That would be absolutely, absolutely hilarious. I would not stop laughing if Zach LaVine asked for a trade and we finagled the team to say, "Hey, we'll trade you Zach, but you got to take Billy Donovan too." Could you imagine Zach LaVine being traded and Billy Donovan goes with him? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Javon Carter needs to go. Oh, he's playing like butt cheeks. I mean, listen, it's ball cheeks out there, but it's not good. It's really not good. Javon Carter has proven me a liar, man. I really thought that I thought Javon Carter may win the starting point guard position. And then I thought that at the bare minimum, he was going to be a nice 3-and-D player off the bench. That dude, his defense hasn't been good. The 3-ball hasn't been falling for him. He can't pass to save his life. How you a point guard and can't pass the ball? That's crazy. That's wild to be a point guard and can't pass the ball. That's crazy. All I want to see is this Bulls team win this game and drag they nuts all over the Knicks, because fuck the Knicks. That's, first of all, listen, why do you want to see them drag their nuts on people? Like, why do you want to see that? Like, what in you makes you want to see a team collectively drag their nuts across somebody? Like, what type of, what category of Pornhub is that? Like, what's the section that pops up? Let me stop messing with you. Listen, I just hope. Listen, I hate the Knicks. It's ingrained in my spirit to hate the Knicks, and hopefully the Bulls can kick the Knicks' ass. That's all I can. That's all I can hope for on that one. Archangel says, clear in the air. I do like Adam Amin, but if we get blown out again and he waxes poetic about Jalen Brunson, oh, that's happening. Especially because Jalen Brunson is from Chicago and so is Adam Amin. Oh, you don't even have to worry about it. He is absolutely, he's going to talk about, yeah, I remember when I watched Jalen Brunson, in college. I knew that guy was going to be a star. You just knew it. It's too bad the Bulls couldn't have signed him. We really could use a Jalen Brunson type on this team right now. Jalen Brunson averaging 25 points per game. He's doing so. Kind of reminds you of a little Derrick Rose-esque. Like that's Adam Amin. That's what he's gonna say. I love Adam, but he really does go overboard with the admiration for the other team's players. We can hire the guy from Saul. He can message Zach and ask him if he wants to play a game. To survive, he needs to take with him Billy. That's an elaborate comment there, my brother. Very elaborate. Very elaborate. Is it possible that Zach LaVine hurt his foot by putting his foot in Billy's gum? That's hilarious. That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty damn funny. Putting your foot in gum. That's wild. Let's see what else we got. The starting lineup is not out yet. That's funny. You guys are on one tonight. Oh, that is a great point. We don't get Adam Amin or Stacey King tonight. It's nationally televised. That is a great point. We actually don't get them today. I predict the Bulls will trade Zach to either LA or to the Knicks. TBO, bro, you be high, man. It was a metaphor, but all right, I know. I got to throw some fun at you, bro. Plus, you're somebody I know who understands my jokes, and I don't have to worry about. Can y'all believe? So I was on Reddit, minding my own business, right? I went into the Chicago Bulls Reddit, and there was somebody in there like, "Oh my God, this guy." Well, somebody asked, like, "Hey, do you guys know any good Chicago Bulls podcasts?" Of course, a couple of people suggested Chicago Bulls Central. Shout out to y'all. And there was some guy in there like, "Oh my God, this guy Haize, man, he makes too many Dwight Howard jokes, man. Like I think the guy's homophobic. He's making Dwight Howard jokes. Can you believe that? He shouldn't have a platform. He's making Dwight Howard jokes. First of all, the Dwight Howard jokes aren't about his sexual orientation. It's about poles and holes. Whatever you like, hey, that's on you. But it's about the fact that that he forced it upon people. But it was like, come on, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? Can you got? Oh my God, this Haize guy, man. I mean, this guy's really out here making Dwight Howard jokes. Can you believe that? Can you believe that this guy what we got over here? The Dwight Howard jokes in 2024? Is that what we're doing? We're listening to a Bulls podcast with making Dwight Howard jokes? It's like, come on, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing out here, bro? Like, that's my Reddit voice, by the way. That's how I read Reddit comments. But then I actually had a really good conversation with somebody on Reddit when he was like, "Hey, man, I just think you go a little hard on people at times." I was like, that's a fair criticism. And I invited him to the live stream today. See, you gotta have discourse and still work it out. But yeah, it is what it is. Matthew said, I still say Zach to the Cavs. Hot take, but I'm calling it. I mean, Matthew, listen, if that happens, well, for who though? Like, throw it in there. For who? You got to tell us for who, because I want to see. Because that way, if it does happen, we can actually say you called it. Bro, I really thought I was the only one pissed at Adam. He derided the other team stars way too much, but he's supposed to be Bulls Nation. I mean, I get what you guys are coming from with that. Definitely get where you're coming from. Let's see what we get. I peeped that actually. LOL. Watch your channel because it's not the same PG Disney Channel shit, respectively. Fuck the critics. Shout out to you, King Cap. Shout out to you, brother. JK says, I gave you a shout out on Reddit last year. I didn't see that. I'll have to see that. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. Haize isn't homophobic, but if you eat sweaty stripper butt or like nut dragon or chase ladyboys in Cambodia, then you gonna be talked about on bullshit. That is hilarious. Oh man, imagine those PC morons hung out with rugby league team and oh man, listen. Man, forget them haters, fanboy nation. Oh, I ain't going nowhere, right? I'm not worried about it. Like, I ain't going nowhere. Like, it is what it is. The thing that I always say is, I know, and this is the thing that I've had to come to a realization in. If I didn't go off the way that I do, if I didn't curse, if I didn't make the off curler jokes, I would easily be at like 25,000 subscribers by now. But I got to be me, right? And that's always the thing. That's always the balance that you got to strike. I have to be myself. And on the pre-recorded videos, I don't just, because again, it's not as interactive. You're gonna get that more straightforward. And now I'm still gonna say some crazy shit from time to time, but like I had to come to the realization, like, all right, what's more important to me? Is it me being the biggest Chicago Bulls channel? Because I can have 25,000 subscribers if I didn't go as hard as what I go and I didn't curse, right? How many people have you seen in the live stream like, hey man, I'm gonna have to unsubscribe if you keep going to curse? And I'm like, hey, I understand that. I respect it. You got to do what you got to do. You have to have your own boundaries, but I also have to be myself. We got the starters announced, same starting five as always. Kobe White, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, Andre Drummond, who's in there since Vooch is out, man. How much longer would you say we have Stacey on air for? Also, I didn't realize Mo Cheeks was our assistant coach. Who are the rest of them? I feel like we never hear about them. So Mo Cheeks, of course, we got Chris Fleming. I think we actually have a woman on the coaching staff as well now. No, she's on the training staff. But yeah, I read it off from one episode before. I don't have it in front of me now. I could probably get it. But we got a really deep coaching staff at that. But Stacey King, keep in mind, Stacey King almost retired before, and he's kind of already said that there's a chance that he may leave eventually. So I'll say this right now. I'll say that we probably got Stacey for about 5 more years. That's what I'll say just off the top of my head. But as far as our coaching staff, so Billy Donovan's the head coach, Mo Cheeks is the assistant coach, Chris Fleming's the assistant, Mo Cheeks is actually head assistant. We also have Josh Longstaff as an assistant coach, John Bryant, he's the assistant coach, and he's the coach. He coached the summer league team. Damian Cotter is an assistant coach as well. And then we got Billy Schmidt as the last assistant coach. And then we got Peter Patton as the director of player development. John Paxson is still on staff. Oh, man. He's still the senior director of basketball operations. That gotta be like, get him off there. Get him. Now I'm frustrated by that. Now, why'd you have me go look that up? Now I'm pissed off. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Come on, Pax. Go somewhere, bro. That's crazy. Bottom line, you got to see Haize before you see red. Hey, listen, I mean, it is what it is, man. The channel is Locker Room Talk. If you've never played a sport, just say that. Hey, listen, I agree with that 100%. And I'm talking about Locker Room Talk in high school. Like, man, our coach used to talk to us crazy, man. Ramon or Raymond says, nah, man, if you're not yourself, that's boring. Always be yourself. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing that I always have to be myself. What's crazy is, Haize, they said that about Adam like 2 weeks ago, and ever since you brought it up, I've been watching for that exactly, and not to be biased, but he does sometimes overdo it. Yeah, I mean he does, and I get not wanting to show him up and that, but hey, it is what it is, man. Sounds like the inside of the Chicago Bulls voice is a little bit different. So the mad Redditor voice, oh man, look at this guy Haize, man. Can you? It's more of a lisp. Can you believe this guy Haize over here talking about Dwight Howard? Can you believe that, man? Why's this guy have a platform? The inside of the Chicago Bulls, welcome guys. The Chicago Bulls are training for Zach LaVine, and you guys just this one's crazy, guys. You guys are really like, it's a little bit different. Little subtle changes there. It is what it is. Australians are free says, I'll be watching the entire game today. If Billy gives the youngers a chance today, I switched it off yesterday midway through the third when Sanogo still didn't get a run. Hey, I can understand that. Haize with no filters, why I love this, and that's why a lot of people love it, right? Is because I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm also going to admit when I'm wrong, right? Which I had to do on today's episode. I literally had to come in there and say, listen, I was wrong. Javon Carter proved me to be a liar. Like that. I can't believe I was ever even backing that dude at this point, because that play has been trash, trash. Guys on Reddit trying to be PC woman, and the next minute they load up some weird ass snuff porn. That. Hey, listen, Reddit is a dark place. People say Twitter's a dark place. That shit was crazy, man. Crazy. Do you think there's a world where we decide to fire Billy Donovan this season or maybe in the offseason? I don't think so, bro. Especially not with that. Keep in mind, when you fire head coaches, you still have to pay them the full time they're out. And considering that contract extension kicks in this summer, I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Reginald Short says, were you calling for the young Bulls to get minutes at the start of the second yesterday? I think we all were. Inside the Chicago Bulls. Oh, yeah, Inside the Chicago Bulls is gone. He hasn't posted a video in months. I don't even think he posted a video since the offseason. Nah, Billy about to be here for at least 3 more seasons. Got to ride that wave. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I want to hear your Big Dave. I don't have a Big Dave impression. I don't even think I could imitate Big Dave's voice. I'm really good at imitating speech patterns, but I'm not always good at imitating voices, right? And I don't think Big Dave has a weird speech pattern. I'd have to go and listen for it. But like there's certain people I can really imitate their speech patterns, not necessarily their voice. It's like I can imitate Pat the Designer's speech pattern excellently. Hey, Haize, love the voices. Gonna miss the Zach post game impressions. That's fun. We just went out there. We had to get the win. I knew my voice is a little raspy because I'm a little sick. I just want to go out there and I just want to score. That's really what we're out here to do. I'm just here to win games. I really kind of block out that noise. It's like, come on, dude, your voice ain't that deep, man. What are we doing? What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? Let's see. Shy Bulls podcast commented on a hypothetical trade for Levine to acquire Knicks, Quentin Grimes, Fournier, whatever other player for salary filler draft capital. Are you okay with that, Haize? No, I don't like that deal at all. No, can't do. Don't like it. Inside the Chicago Bulls was a fraud because there's no evidence he was even inside any of the Bulls, not even a big. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's funny. That's actually that if I wasn't trying to hold it together right now so I can still stream, that's actually really funny. Hit us with your best Pat the Designer voice. No, I'm not going to do that. But I do have do I still have it? I do have a video of Pat. Shut up. Pat the Designer wants to come through and holler at us real quick.
Leaders like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Calvin Coolidge.
Ooh, Coolio. Don't worry, I'm here to help.
Right.
That was Pat the Designer. Shout out to Pat the Designer for coming through the channel real quick. Pat the Designer, he just be like, and Kobe White was out there scoring tonight, and like that's the dry ass laugh that Pat throws in the middle of shit. It'd be so funny. Like I'd be like, what did you just laugh at? What was just funny? But that's Pat, bro. That's legitimately just who Pat is, man. That's just who Pat is, man. That's my dude, man. Thoughts on Chicago Bulls Central? He is an asshole. That motherfucker, that guy's a dickhead, bro. Chicago Bulls Central is an absolute asshole with his little beard and his glasses, the damn constant Bulls drip that he has, man. I don't know what's wrong with that bastard. Y'all really sit here and watch that dude? Chicago Bulls Central, really? Come on, man. What are we talking about? Man? Bro, I love Pat the Designer, but he takes the most light-skinned pick. Oh, man. Pat do that. Like, I know I take a lot of pictures too, but Pat be in it. Like, dude, what we doing here? Why don't you know what to do with your hand? Like just go and look at any one of Pat the Designer's pictures. His hand is always doing something weird. It's either this, like he cups it and has it like pointed up. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Pat? Like, I love my brother. That is my brother. Make no mistake about it. Like this. What is his hand doing there? What are you pointing at? What are you pointing at, my guy? What do we do? Al P. Sure, bro. Come on, man. Gotta love him, though. One of the best people you'll ever meet. But that the way he take pictures is wild, man. It's wild. Damn, I hope you like Jamal. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Jamal, I rock with Jamal very heavily, man. Bull Central is awesome. I love Jamal. Love Jamal. Pat thumbnails are weird as hell. Why don't you help him, Haize? I love Pat's thumbnails. Me and Pat actually work to get like, I love Pat's thumbnails. So I don't know where that came from. Yeah, that's why we call him Al P. Shore. That's his new nickname. When you see him, Al P. Shore. Al P. Shore. That's his name. Al P. Shore. We living in 2024. Ain't a single motherfucker on this planet that knows how to take a proper photo. I know I'm an actual photographer, so I can take proper photos. I just don't care. I don't care. You're gonna get whatever face I decide to make, man. At least twice an episode, Haize be like, just do the ad read, bro. That's, you know what it is with Pat? Pat just gets really long-winded. And he doesn't know, like, I'll get long-winded and I'll be like, oh, bet we're coming up to the ass point. Let me go ahead and end my point. Pat got to go through his whole thought process. He usually be cooking, though, man. Not Bulls related, but how do you feel about player choice? I can say this. You'll see me over on player choice soon. Every Sunday coming soon. Don't even worry about it. But hey, the light skin stare, Pat on God, but all love to Pat. Pat's a good dude, man. Pat is a really honest, good dude, man. Good dude, bro. Like, I can honestly say that you're not gonna meet too many people better than Pat the designer. Like, that's just good dudes, bro. Just a good, honest person. Pat is a good, honest person, man. That's it. That's it. But all right, guys, man, gonna go ahead and end the stream. I'll be back at halftime, man. I love you guys, man. Go Bulls, see red. Make sure you guys are tuned in for halftime show. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. Trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the season, man. I love you guys. Go Bulls, see red, y'all. Peace.